Hey everybody, it's Stacy with Home Organized Tribe, and today I want to invite you to a conversation to talk about reclaiming and resetting your home. So I am in my empty nest era, and that means I'm in a different phase of life. So I would love, as you guys are coming into the live, let me know which era of life are you in. Do you have little kids? Do you have teenagers? Are you an empty nester like me? Because as I coach people to really make their house what they want it to be, it changes by what era you are in, right? So put in the comments what era you're in. Do you have little kids? Do you have teenagers, or do you have adult children? And then let's talk about reclaiming and resetting your home and what that means based on the phase of life that you're in, so that you create the home you love. So 76, newly married. I love it. Congratulations. That's a whole nother phase, right? Good for you. So today, if you're like, hey, I need to just start getting in the mindset of resetting my house for where I'm at, I want you to comment the word clutter. Okay. That's I want a little information. I want to start getting my mindset, because you guys, so much of it is mindset. And I want you to get in the right mindset of what your house means to you now and how you want it to be. Okay, so comment the word clutter, and my automation will send you a link so that you can go put your email in and grab it. I help break down the process to getting started, okay, of tackling your house. I'm all about chasing peace, not cleaning. I'm not about Pinterest perfect house. I'm about what makes you happy in your home, what makes you unhappy in your home, and let's connect that. I'm like your GPS for your house. I created a method that if you're really serious and you're like, Stacy, I have tried it all, nothing has worked, I am sick and tired of spinning my wheels, I don't need tips and little freebies, I need a freaking plan to make my house function better for me, I want you to comment the word plan. And I created what's called the reclaim and reset method. And it basically takes you through the process of getting on a good routine, of taking care of what's important in your house, of staying up on top of things, because let's face it, how many of you zigzag around the house from room to room, and then after a few hours you're like, what did I freaking do? I feel like I've been busy and working, but I haven't accomplished anything. And that's because you don't have the right plan to tackle it. Too many people are out there trying to wing their cleaning, trying to declutter all day when they can, trying to get organized, yet all of that seems like a freaking hot mess, especially when, each phase of life is so different. Okay. So comment the word clutter if you're like, hey, I just want some free tips. Comment the word plan if you're like, okay, let's do this. I'm sick and tired of my house and my life feeling this, because I feel like those go hand in hand. When my house is out of control, my mind is out of control, and I am anxious. I have so much stress in my life. Zigzag, yes. That's me. I have to, and what we do in the plan of why it works is because life freaking gets in the way. I have been traveling. This is the first weekend that my husband and I will be home in forever. And so shit hits the fan. Laundry gets piled up. Dishes aren't getting done. Things get shoved in a room just because you're trying to function, right? So in my method, the reclaim and reset method, we also have this 10-minute reset. You guys, if you take anything away from today, the amount of stuff you can accomplish in 10 minutes if you are truly focused. And so much of my program is working on mindset, working on what are the priorities, what's important to you, because I can't decide that. Our houses are always going to be different. Your kids are at different ages, whether you're married or you're not, or whatever could be going on. We all need our houses to function a little different, right? Okay, so comment the word clutter if you want the free guide. Comment the word plan if you're like, let's do this. And then my automation will just send you information on both to check out. Okay, let me scroll up because you guys had a bunch of comments that I want to just kind of go through and help you guys out and see kind of who's on the call today. Okay, I think I went all the way up. There we go. Let's see, 11, 8, and 1. Yes. Britt, you are in your mama era, right? You need bins and less toys, and you need to make sure that you're not overbuying, and as much that comes in goes out, because every phase of life, that you as your mom life is going to bring more stuff. So if I can give you any advice from somebody who's already gone through that era, it's stop keeping so much stuff. We give our kids too much, And then we don't teach them that that they need to be a part of this. So your 1-year-old is still little. You could probably sing a song and have them, see you cleaning, but your 8 and 11-year-old, like, they need chore lists. They need to know that they cannot just, rely on mom to do everything, because when they become teenagers, it gets even worse, right? So if I can give you that advice, get on some good routines and involve your kids and make it mandatory. Let's see, I have an adult son. Yes. And if you have adult kids living at home, they need help. Like, it's very important for us as parents to teach our children that we are not their slaves. And if they're going to live in our house, they need to be a part of this. And so I think a lot of times I have people reaching to me and they really struggle with that. They're like, and listen, I'm preaching to the choir here because I'm a control freak. And so when my kids were younger, sometimes I'd just be like, screw it, I'll do it myself, because they're going to half-ass it and it's not going to be done right. But that's not teaching them life skills. Eventually, they need to learn how to be organized when they live on their own. I have 2 adult daughters, 23 and 25 now, that both have their own apartments. They need to be able to clean and organize and figure out what it is they want out of their home, right? And so I feel like that's one of our jobs. And it is amazing. I have some people who just love to hate and pass on lots of negative comments and like, oh, this is obvious stuff. It's not. And so I'd love to hear in the comments if that's somebody, because every day I have people reaching to me asking me, Stacy, my mom never kept a clean home, or my parents never kept a clean home, and I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to organize. I don't know how to decide what to keep and what to get rid of. I have a fear because we struggled with money, so I keep everything, and I can't stand the way my house looks right now. So there's all this stuff that however you keep your house, if you really dig deep, a lot of it is how we grew up. And how what things, like sometimes a big thing for me, you'll hear my story. A big piece of me starting this business was losing my mom. And so let me know in the comments if you've lost a parent, which freaking sucks. And I was very close with my mother, but my mother was a compulsive shopper. And she literally had 2 homes. They were blessed financially, but in those homes, she shopped and she bought so much stuff. And when she passed away, it was my sister and I who really took the reins and had to deal with all the stuff. So if you've been through that process, please let me know in the comments. And you can go back on my page is Home Organized Tribe. And if you go back through there, go through and see some of the comments, because I try to put reels and posts out that connect with people. Because if you have been through that situation or you're going through it right now, please know I'm sending you a hug and lots of love, because it's so hard to go through your parents' stuff. And that really was the basis of me wanting to get my mission out there. Because you right now, if you haven't lost a loved one and you've got little kids, stop keeping this stuff. Because all of that, if something happens to you, it's your children who have to come behind and clean up the mess. And even though I love my mom, please don't come at me. Like, seriously, I was there for her through everything. And if she would have said, Stacy, come over and help me, I need to get rid of some stuff, first one there. But she didn't. She kept shopping, right? And so that burden became our burden when we lost her, and it sucked. So that is truly one of my biggest missions, is to help people, especially empty nesters, right? Because it's a different phase of life. It becomes a little bit easier when the kids aren't like Brit's as 1 and 7 and 11. That's different. But if your kids are older, it's time to take responsibility to go, okay, what do I have in my house? Does it fit the phase of life that I'm in? And so that's a big piece of my business and what you'll see when you come to any of my content. Let's see, 58-year-old, 2 adult children, empty nester with 2 young grandchildren. Oh, congrats. 2-year-old grandchildren. I love it. I cannot wait to be in my grandma era, which is another reason about keeping my house like ready to go, because I want to enjoy those moments. I don't want to spend all day cleaning and organizing and decluttering. I want to enjoy life. I love reading. Listen, I'm lazy. My newsletter that went out today, if any of you are on my list, I talked about my 3 guilty pleasures, and one of them is General Hospital. I have been watching General Hospital since the days when I was little, coming home from school and watching it with my mom. It is like I record it every day and I don't miss it. So any General Hospital fans out there, let me know. Or if you have that kind of memory with your mom and it's something you've carried on, right? And so that's the stuff I want to do. Yesterday, I went down, one of my daughters lives a half hour from me, and we went and spent the day at the pool. I still run my business. I still have to maintain all the stuff, but I want to be in control. I want things to be that way so I can enjoy this time when she says, Mom, come hang at the pool with me. I want to go. And if you've got all this stuff weighing on you, and things to do, and you're always behind on stuff, you just can't enjoy it the way you would, right? Let's see, 58-year-old empty nester and Gigi. I love it. I haven't decided what my grandma name is going to be. Two adult children and two-year-old grandson. Oh, fun. How great is life? 59 with adult kids out of the home. Yay, Mom, you did your job. Let's see, grandkids, clutter in the home. You're not alone. I'm here with you. And disabled by a stroke. Oh, bless your heart, sending you a big hug. This is where you bring your kids in, right? This is where you ask for help, and don't be afraid to do that, because I'm telling you, here's another piece. I told you my story with my mom and so much like clutter and having to deal with it after she passed. Like, we didn't know what some of the stuff was that she had because she had so much stuff is there a story behind it? A lot of it was new because I told you she loved to shop. But a lot of it, like if it was a family heirloom or something, we didn't know because it wasn't labeled. There wasn't a note with it. So sometimes it's about documenting the stuff you do have so that your kids even know what it means, right? And I think that's huge. That's stuff we talk about in my reclaim and reset method. So comment the word plan. In that, I talk about, we get you a daily, I email you every week with 3 to 5 things you're going to do each day. So little things you can do in 10-minute blocks. And then with that, we do a whole basically declutter and organize of your house bit by bit. So I have this whole thing that you and I work and go, okay, what do you want to work on first? It's the first email I get you is what area of your house ticks you off? So that as you start with the calendar piece where you're starting to get control and on a good rhythm and stop the madness, on the back end, I'm helping you go, okay, what are the things that are important to you? And if it's sentimental items, I have a whole series, videos, checklists, things that will help you conquer that. If it's your pantry, if it's your closet, if it's your bedroom, I deal with every single room in your whole house. But first we got to start with getting things under control, little by little, because it's as you get that stuff under control, then you can kind of handle some of the bigger items. But too many people jump and they're like, I'm going to declutter my garage today. And then it's a freaking fail and it becomes a disaster again because you didn't go through the process of getting the day-to-day activity and how you use your house, what era you're in, to under control first. So hopefully that makes sense. Feel free to ask questions. Okay, so comment clutter. Yep, if you want my free guide, comment plan. If you're like, hey, I need the reset and reclaim because I need to get control of my life. Let me keep scrolling. And again, ask questions if I hit something that hits hard for you. Sue lost both my parents. Ugh. And I had a lady the other day reach out to me and she lost her parents within a week or two of each other. Just random health stuff that, neither one they saw coming, right? And just so much. She was so overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that she was having to go through because she had to get rid of their house. So she had to hurry up and start going through their things. And it's so heavy. So I feel for you, Sue. Big hugs through the internet here to you. Let's see, too many clothes. Yes, clothing is huge. If I could give you some advice when it comes to clothing, and again, we really hit hard, not only on clothing, and I help you how do you organize your closet for success, it's about laundry and having a process. Okay, so I'm a process girl, and when I lose control of everything. It's all or nothing for me. So I've got to have a system. And so laundry, for me, what works is I hang everything. Everything I possibly can hang gets hung. And then I don't use laundry baskets because it's the kiss of death in my house. If something goes in a laundry basket, it's never coming out. I'm going to have to refresh it over and over again. And it's just so frustrating. So in my reclaim and reset method, we break down everything for you to have a process so that's why my clients are successful in maintaining it. Because a lot of people will come to me and be like, I organized my whole kitchen and it just falls apart again. How do I get it to stay that way? Well, it's so much more than that, right? Did we keep enough stuff? What's the system and process? How are we storing things? What works for your family? Because there's not a one size fits all. And that's what drives me crazy about watching other people help help other people getting organized and declutter, because it has to work for your family, you guys. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Let's see. My mom was extremely organized, and I was that way before the stroke, but now I feel like I've lost control. It's depressing and frustrating. It is. And health issues take it to another level. So just know that it's baby steps. And whether, I don't know how much movement and how much stuff you can do, but it's about getting help. It's about doing little things at a time when you have the energy or ability to do it, whether that means because of your health issues, or someone else on here, how you'd relate is if you work. I have people who tell me, oh, I work 3 jobs, I have little kids, or I watch my grandkids, so they're over here. So we have to find something that really adjusts to your lifestyle and to your ability of being able to do it. I'm completely overwhelmed. Yes. How many of you can say, like, I'm freaking overwhelmed? I have anxiety, I have stress, like all of that is very difficult to even function. It's like you just keep procrastinating because you're like a deer in headlights, right? And that's what we have to get over, you guys. That's my job as your coach when you join the Reclaim and Reset plan, is we go, okay, deep breath. Now we're going to start taking baby steps, and I help you with those baby steps of what you're going to do. And then we start to bless and release some stuff that doesn't serve you. And I'm not saying get rid of everything. That's not my goal in life, is for you to have nothing in your house. Contrary to what you may see people say on my social media posts, it's not my goal is for you to get rid of anything. What I want you to get rid of is what doesn't serve you anymore. So if you are overwhelmed with where to start, if you say, I don't know what to keep and what to get rid of, I feel like I keep everything and I make excuses why I keep it, that's something we cover. One of the first videos and sections that I teach you on in the course is how to organize, how to clean, how to really what questions to ask yourself when it comes to going through things, because that's what you need. I need to give you the directions to do it. So when I say I'm your GPS, that's what I mean. I want to give you turn by turn. And so we've all used a GPS before, and it literally tells you, it speaks to you like you're stupid, right? And I'm not saying anyone's stupid, but I'm saying I want to break it down so it's so simple that you just have to do the next step, right? It tells me to turn right out of my driveway. I already knew that, but thanks. But I needed to know, I need to do it in those steps or I'll never get to the end, right? And that's my goal, is to make it that simple step by step, excuse me, for you guys to stop being overwhelmed, to get started, to make decisions on what to keep and not to make excuses, right? It's about mindset and having the right questions to ask yourself so that everything in your house is meaningful and you know what you have. Because how many of you have closets full of stuff, basement, attic, wherever you're shoving stuff, and you really don't even know what's in there? You're rebuying stuff on Amazon because you don't know if you have extra shampoo or soap or whatever it is that you have, right? Shoved in there. Let's see, working long hours after work, do what has to be done on days off. I want to reset. I feel guilty because there's so much that I need to be done. Yes, LSW 1966, take a deep breath. It is exhausting and you're like this running, right? And you're so overwhelmed. And so what I want you to do is first give yourself grace. You're working long hours, whether you're working long hours like her, you're a caretaker, you have health issues. We all have to remember that give ourselves grace, because sometimes we overwork and get so much anxiety about it. It doesn't even let us take baby steps. So give yourself grace. And I would really, especially with your busy schedule, comment the word plan and go check it out. But basically I email you and I'm like, okay, here are the 3 things I want you to do today. And it's never going to be perfect. Please, when you are that busy in life or you've got that much going on, I want you to drop the whole perfection. We are chasing peace. And by taking baby steps every single day, just doing, even if it's 10 minutes, you guys, we're going to be better off than we were before. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, the clothes are still jammed in the closet, the kitchen's still overwhelmed, the closets still have all kinds of memorabilia and keepsake stuff that you don't know what's in there, right? When is it going to change? And we keep saying, I'll get to it. But that's where you end up in a situation like my mom. You won't get to it. Something happens to us. None of us are promised tomorrow. So that is one of my big things, is when something happens to me, and we know it will at some point, I don't want my kids having to have that burden of cleaning everything out. I want them to be able to grieve the way they want to grieve and not have that. Yes, of course, there's some stuff they're going to have to take care of, but I am on a mission to try to be as organized as I can be for them to function without me because I know how much everybody relies on me as the mom, right? Like my husband wouldn't know where to make a mortgage payment, or pay a bill or any of that. My kids wouldn't know certain things, right? So I'm documenting and I want to take you on that journey. And that is a big piece of my reclaim and reset method. Okay. Let me keep scrolling. Where do I sign up for your email? Little Wit Kenya Girl, I think is how I'm trying to break down your username. You can comment the word clutter and then it'll send you a link. When you click on that link, there'll be a box to grab my home reset free guide that will put you on my email list. And so I send out weekly emails and I also send out what's called a 2-minute tidy tip. I have a podcast on YouTube that's free as well. So if you're looking for just little snippets of motivation, I've got so many freebies for you. If you're financially strapped and you just need to take this one little thing at a time, you can do that with my podcast, my weekly emails. Like I said, I email that out and I try to do lives and things online to help. But if you're really serious, comment plan because it's structure. It's what you're missing. It's why you keep going round and round and never feel like you're getting forward because you're just winging it. And winging it in anything in life, you guys. It's like, if you go to my stories after this, I talked about this morning, like setting your priorities and knowing what you need to accomplish. Otherwise, every day just goes by and we're like, what did I accomplish? What did I do today? So whether it's work, I always go by threes. So what are the top 3 things like personally that I need to get done? And usually I'm using my cleaning and calendar that comes part of with the reclaim program. And then I have, even for my business, what are the top 3 things that I need to get done? Because when you go to bed tonight, if you just do those things, you're going to sleep better. But usually we don't even know what the priority is because our freaking list to do is so long that we always are like, ugh, I didn't have enough hours to get anything done today, right? And so that's a mindset. That is knowing your priorities, time management, which is why I always say use a timer because it is amazing what you can get done if you set your timer on your phone for 10 minutes and you stay focused. It is our mindset that takes us all over the place and therefore we feel like we're never moving forward because we're just constantly on that hamster wheel. Let's see. My mom was a huge shopper and I lost her. Oh, so was mine. Cleaning out her house was such a feat. I lost my mom last year. It took us months to clean it out. I ended up taking home so much stuff and added to my own. Oh, BDSOS. You and me, girl. Like, I feel you. I am on a mission because you know how this feels and it sucks. And I want so badly women to see in the mirror and take care of this before it comes to that. And doing this as early on as possible. That's why I really like I always ask about empty nesters because I know like Britt, who's got little kids, if she's still on here, it's hard. But once we start to get some freedom in our life because our kids are starting to drive and you know that some of them are going to college, like that's where you need to own it and go, hey, how do I take control of things? My babies are raised. They don't need me as much. And so I need to start refocusing on what's important right now. How do I get control? Because if you wait till you're in your 70s and 80s, then we all start to have health issues. You can't do as much. So it's important, so important that we find that phase of life to do this now so we don't do what BDSOS and myself went through. And it's not that we don't love our moms. I had to walk away from the phone earlier because somebody was commenting like that I was ungrateful, that my mother did so much for me and this is how I'm like, no, you're not. You're missing the point. And clearly that person has not gone through it because they don't know. I'm not saying this to say anything bad about my mom. Like I'm just trying to express because I know there's other people out there that feel this way and I want to help that. So thank you for sharing that because sometimes I'm like, I just, the internet's so fun. Let's see. My husband has an old car that he keeps to take the dogs to the park. Aw, I bet they love it. It is old and doesn't go further than the park a block away. How can I get rid of it? Run marks? I don't think you can. I think this is his jam. And if that's the only thing that you're worried about, I think you're okay. Like I would bless and release. We all have to pick our battles, especially in marriage, right? And if that makes him happy, I would ask him what he wants done with it. When he's no longer here, I ask my husband that stuff all the time. He has 2 teenage boys that don't live with us, but my husband. I would say this, he could be watching or whatever. Love him, but he's a hoarder. And not in a bunch of crap. He just is super sentimental about things, and it's really hard for him to get rid of stuff. And right now we have 2 cars in our shed that aren't running. His goal is to get them running at some point, but we're just not there financially to do that. So they're waiting to be revived. And then he wants his boys to have those. And then he has all this high school stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, how do you want me to divide that up? If you go before me, how do you want me to hand this over to your kids? What do you want them to do? What's your expectation? And a big thing I always coach you guys on, what's the end goal with whatever it is? So what's the end goal with that old car? Maybe you guys have some kids that somebody would be like, man, this has a lot of memories. This makes me think of my dad. And they may want to put some money in it and get it going again. But honestly, and I will never force my husband or tell you guys you need to get rid of something, because some of that stuff is so much, especially when it's sentimental, it has to be you making that decision. We can't force our significant others to get rid of it. Your kids, you can say, here, if they're storing crap at your house and they're adults and they live elsewhere, no, here you go. It doesn't need to stay here. You can do that. But I think your spouse has to come to that point, and you have to have some good conversations with them on what that stress is. What is it about the car that makes you crazy or that is bothering you, and really get that out and have that communication, which can be hard. My garage and basement, lots of unknown stuff. Yes. So Kathy Joe Harris, when it comes to basements and garages, if everything else is good, okay, now we need to tackle that, which we talk about in my reset and reclaim. But I also want you guys to make sure that you're not focusing on something that is pissing you off, but there's there's fires all on the first floor, right? And the garage and the basement, yes, they have issues, but you're walking right through flames of everything else. So if that's truly the only thing, I mean, hallelujah. But when it comes to that, it's one box at a time. It's making sure that you're going to take 10 minutes if it is. Maybe it's Saturday mornings, you're going to go down there for 10 minutes at a time, and you just start picking away at it. But you have to be prepared. What is the end goal with keeping it? Because sometimes we go down that rabbit hole and we start to, and it just becomes memory lane and we get nothing accomplished, right? So what's the goal? Stay focused. And those are the things I help you in the reclaim and reset method, is to give you those tips and tricks and the questions to ask yourself so that you end up keeping what you really do cherish, and you don't just walk down memory lane and still end up nowhere further ahead. Okay? I see that all too often, and then that's where people get frustrated and then they don't do it because they're like, I already tried. It doesn't work. Okay, let's see. Let me keep scrolling as we wrap up here. If you came in late, you can comment the word clutter. My automation will send you my free home reset guide. So if you're looking to dip your toe in it and get some advice just on some basic stuff, comment the word clutter. If you're like, Stacey, I freaking need to get control of my house. I've tried it in the past. It's failed because I just go all in and then everything seems way too overwhelming. I want you to comment the word plan. We do live calls. I have a private Facebook group. You get weekly emails from me. You fill out a form to basically tell me, my first email to you is tell me about it. Help me help you. What's ticking you off so that we can make an action plan. One of my clients was posted pictures and sent me pictures. I'm trying to redo the entryway. So each month we pick in this program. So you've got your I don't want to overwhelm you, but you get emails to do the basics with me, okay, that start to make little progress. So that's where you start. But as you get into the program and you start to see success, you want to do more. So I put out these monthly challenges. This month we're doing entryway. So this particular client was like, I'm struggling with my entryway. I don't know what to put here. So I helped her research the furniture pieces that probably would be a good fit there. There's so much support here, you guys, that you don't have to feel alone and just procrastinate to the point where someone said this morning on one of the podcasts I was listening, we're almost halfway through the year. And I was like, holy crap. It's flying by. What were your goals? Have you achieved any of them? What if your house still looks like this in December? Are you going to be mad? Now's the time to start taking baby steps. We don't have to go all in and kill ourselves. So if you are busy still in life, it's just about baby steps. I have a small antique and jewelry business. Ooh, and sentimental family stuff. I love it. overwhelmed with where to start. Antiques in the basement and wait, do you have, let's see, I have a small antique and jewelry business. The posh peasant one. So you do have a storefront. I'm trying to be like, but then it looks like you've got antiques in the basement and way too much jewelry, beads. How to purge some. Okay, I think you're saying you have a business, which is awesome. I'd be like, get more into that business and out of your basement, girl. But if you don't, or you just have too much stuff, it's time to bless and release some of it. If it's not worth value and it's not like going to be a high ticket item, sometimes we just have to bless and release and donate because we just can't keep that stress. It is not your job to rehome everything in your entire house. Sometimes stuff has to go in the trash. Sometimes we just have to donate and be done, right? We would all love to earn money on everything that we have, that we've ever spent money on, but I need you to also be realistic. So maybe it's a game with yourself, and I do this in other areas and this might work. I want you to go pick 10 items to get rid of. You're going to bless and release. Throw them out, put them in the donation bin, whatever it is. But I do that a lot with people in their closet when they're really struggling with their wardrobe, like they don't wear most of it, but yet they're struggling to get rid of it. Pick a number and pick that number of items and just get rid of it. We bless and release. We don't throw out, right? So that it feels a little lighter on our ego, our heart, our whichever way you want to look at it. I hope that helps, but I want to know about your store. Let's see. I am 70 and have my own health issues. Yes. So getting these accomplished is different. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. I have three grandchildren and giving to others. My husband argues about the piles. Yeah, it's a big marital thing. There's usually one of us that is on one side of it and one on the other. One that keeps nothing, that's me. And then one that keeps everything, my husband. And so it is a lot of communication on coming to terms with each other on what to keep and what to get rid of and just compromising. And so if you're the one that wants to hold on to it, what are a couple compromising things that you can just say, I can let these go, right? And have the grandchildren help you. But also, I would tell you, because my mom, bless her heart, was such a giver and such a shopper, that was part of my clutter issues when my kids were younger and I lived 5 minutes from my mom. She would love to come by and dump a box of stuff at me. Be like, oh, I found these when I was going through stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't need more crap. And I love her. And I'm not saying your stuff is crap, but you know what I mean? Like, is it stuff that your family actually needs and wants? It's having those conversations with your kids to say, okay, I have these 5 sets of china. I'm going to get rid of them. Do you guys want any of these? Am I holding on to them for any specific reason? Otherwise, let's bless and release it, right? I know that hurts sometimes. No, I'm at the mall. Okay, so you do have a space where you can get it. Okay, so you can get rid of it, which is good, but it's not like it's a huge store. I totally get it. You're heaven sent. Oh, thank you so much, Stacy. Right back at ya. I love you guys. I love helping people move past where they feel stuck. I absolutely think that if you look at my page, you think that I am a decluttering and organization coach. But I look at it as really a life coach because this stuff that's in your house that you're struggling with, the way your house is, it's so much deeper. There's so much more going on. And we come up with these, I'm going to say excuses. It's moving past that. It's figuring out deeper what it really means and why you're holding on to this stuff. Oh, my nose is itching. The allergies are killing me. So it goes deeper than that. So I do look at it and I love helping people achieve their desired outcome in their house. So that is the whole reclaim and reset method, is because I wanted to give support to creating something where we spend so much time, which is your house. I want it to be somewhere where you're super happy. You should walk in the door and go, oh, this is so great. I love being home. And if you walk in the door and you're like, ugh, or you walk by a certain room and you're like, I don't want to open that door. Lord only knows what's in there, right? That closet, oh, I got to go do laundry, but I freaking don't want to go in there. No, let's look it in the eye. Let's come up with a plan. And it doesn't have to be solved overnight. That's where the baby steps come in. Imagine here, we're going to wrap up. So ask any questions, comment the word clutter. If you want my free guide to be sent over to you, it'll be a link for you to go grab. If you're all in and you want the plan, my reclaim and reset plan, I want you to comment the word plan, and you can always, we'll be connected then. So if you have questions, you can always DM me back and ask me questions. And I will repost this as soon as we're done here if you came in late. But as we wrap up, I want you to think about this. This is your takeaway, is that if you were to start today and you would take 10 minutes, set your timer for 10 minutes, and I want you to pick one drawer, one shelf, one whatever it is. See how small? I'm not saying pick your closet, pick your pantry, pick your office. I'm saying one drawer in your kitchen, one area, one shelf in your office. Take 10 minutes and go work on it. And when the timer goes off, if you're frustrated and done and ready to be done, move on. But I think you need to give yourself 10 minutes every week. And can you imagine 52 weeks, 1 year from now? I promise you, it really adds up, you guys. So, okay, got a couple of questions and then we're gonna end. I feel like you're a lifesaver to me. I just wanna cry right now. Thank you so much. I needed you so bad. Oh, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. And I'm so honored to be on this journey with you. I am so torn as to what to let go and what to keep. You are not alone. I don't understand why it's so hard for me to let things go. How do you make the decisions on doing this? It's bigger conversation, Linda, than we have right now, but here's my short, help you give a little snippet to hopefully keep you motivated. What's the end goal? Go back and like a few minutes ago, I was talking about this, but everything you're going to say, no, I don't want to get rid of this. What's the end goal? Have I used it in the last 6 months? What does this bring me joy? Is this life or death if I get rid of it and I were to go, oh, I would use that if I had it right now? Is it life ending that you don't have it? Most of the things fall into that. You're going to be just fine. You don't need to keep it. You haven't used it. So you have to ask yourself those questions to be able to bless and release it, because otherwise we will keep making excuses. I'm going to say it. You'll make excuse why you keep so much crap, because you might need it. I paid good money. A good thing I always come back to is makeup, because it's just easy. But think about, like, you've bought a foundation and it wasn't the right color. Why do we keep it in our makeup drawer or our makeup bag? Because we paid money for it, dang it. So we're going to keep it. Well, it's bringing you no joy. You're never going to wear it. We don't just change skin tones. So like instead of just throwing it out because we screwed up, we already paid the money, the pain was already there. Why do we want to keep it as a reminder that we screwed up in order? We learned. We're not going to get that shade anymore, right? So we need to bless and release that stuff and stop hanging on. So take that analogy and take it to whenever you start cleaning stuff out, Linda, okay? So that you can go, and if you want, give me a quick example of what you're holding on to, the last thing you ran into that you're making excuses to keep. Another one example that I get is a lot of times you've retired, and so you have your wardrobe from your corporate days or a teacher day or whatever it is. You're working in the office days. You're never going to wear all those clothes. Yes, you paid a lot of money. Yes, they're beautiful. Right now, what era are you in? Go back and watch the very first part about this video, and I want you to decide, what era am I in? What's my dream house look like? And I'm not talking about building your dream house or that. Your house right now, if it could look any way, when you close it and you think happiness, you think joy, you think calm, what does that look like? And what does it look like now? And how do we move, right? The reset and reclaim method is your GPS from going to this house doesn't serve me right now to this is where I want to go, my new era, because the house is still in the raising babies, working crazy, have to have stuff for everybody. You're not in that era anymore. Do you entertain? If you don't, why do you have a million entertaining dishes? How many people come over to your house and have coffee? A couple? Well, then why do we have 20 mugs? Like, it's less is more. It literally lifts the emotional weight as we start to ask ourselves those questions and we let stuff go. Instead of saying how this makes me feel, letting it go, how does it make you feel if you have less stuff in your house? Okay? Sorry, went off on a tangent, but I think a lot of people feel like you do, Linda, about, it's hard to get rid of stuff. So let me know if that helped you at all. My husband would throw everything out. I have to go through everything. Yeah, I'm the thrower-outer. So I get it. And if you have a lot of disorganization, like you have tons of stuff in one box that could be something that it's valuable or meaningful, yes. but you have to make quick decisions. I talk about with my clients, like having the boxes of trash, donate and maybe, and you are picking something up and I don't want you to overthink it. Put it in the box. And if you get 10 minutes from now, 15 minutes now, whatever you're doing for the day, and your I don't know box or keep box is everything, like you didn't do it right. Like you're not being hard enough on yourself. Okay. So you can go through everything, but you just can't overthink everything. Okay. You've got to have the tools in your toolbox to ask yourself the right questions and then action on them. Don't allow yourself to get away with keeping everything. All your suggestions are so right on, and it's so hard to make these decisions. It is, Cindy. It is, girl. That's part of it, is you're going to say, like, you own that. Like, I know I'm struggling, and remember, mindset shift. So I hate getting rid of everything. Nope. We're not saying that anymore. We're like, I want to feel at peace in my house. And to me, if I had a more organized kitchen, if I had less stuff on the counters, if I had a laundry room that I could go in and I didn't go, ugh, I can't find anything because there's crap shoved everywhere. What do you want it to feel? And I want you to live in that. Live in the happy place. And remember, the only way to get there is to get rid of the stuff that's weighing you down. So twist it. It's not a negative thing to get rid of stuff. It is a great thing. You are going to feel amazing. So I'm not going, oh, I paid for this. I'm afraid to get donated or get rid of it or just throw it in the trash. No, I don't need this anymore. So why is it here? Start using that mentality. Okay. I can't wait to hear your updates, Cindy. You got this. Okay. I got to the end. I think I got everybody's questions. One last time, Home Organized Tribe is my page on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you need me on those, that's where you're going to find me. If you comment the word clutter really quick here, my automation is going to send you a link to grab my free home reset guide. Grab that. But if you're ready to go all in, you're tired of this crap, comment the word plan, go sign up for the reclaim and reset method. I promise you there's so much value. There's a video on that page. Actually, 2 videos. 1, me talking, and 2, if you go to that page, so comment plan and then go click on the link that I send you to the reclaim and reset method. Scroll down. The second video gives you a back end view of the program. So I show you, because sometimes people are like, oh, can I get a sample? Can I see what you do? I can't really do that, you guys, because you're either all in or not. And so it's really hard. So what I want, Cindy, comment plan. I saw you put reclaim and reset, and I don't think those trigger words will send you the link. So comment the word plan. And then you can watch me talking, but you guys have listened to me for a while now. If you want to scroll down, I do have a screen, I take you in the back end office. So that way you can see it if you're still unsure, but I'm telling you, the community is so good. I'm so blessed to be on this journey with you guys. And if you get stuck, you've got me. You can say, help. And we do monthly calls so that you can ask questions. It's very low key and chill. And everybody feels like we do, you guys. We are real people fighting the clutter battle and just doing the best we can, right? Little Ref 21, comment the word plan and the link will get sent to you. So just type in PLAN in the comments, and then the link will go to your direct messages. So you know where you get your messages, the little squiggly line with the circle, and you go check. They're called direct messages or DMs. That's kind of like your email, if you will, on Instagram. And so that's where my automation is sent. And hopefully then you'll see it there, and then you can feel good. You got it. Love it. If you have any questions, you can just reply. So as soon as I end this, give me about 30 seconds. I'll go put this video on my page, Home Organized Tribe, and then I'll go over to my DMs and answer any questions. So if you go watch the video and you want to know anything, I'm an open book. Let me know how I can help you guys. And I think that's it. Thanks for listening to me. I've had, just hit my phone. Had a great time with you guys today. I look forward to seeing your success. It is such an honor for me to be in this space with you guys, and we're gonna find peace in our house. So if you want a peaceful home and you don't feel like you have that right now, comment the word plan, and I'll see you in the program. So have an amazing day. Love to you all. Give yourself grace, and happy decluttering.